A recent code leak from one of the world's leading AI labs has unintentionally revealed a massive shift in how we will interact with computers. Major tech companies are quietly terminating flagship projects, pivoting their capital, and building autonomous background processes designed to operate constantly, without human intervention. Anthropic is known for strict security, but a packaging error on an NPM registry just exposed over 500,000 lines of Claude code to the public. Within hours, it spread across GitHub. Takedown notices couldn't move fast enough to hide what researchers found buried in the roadmap. This wasn't just a software update. It detailed an architecture called Kairos. Kairos operates in what developers call a daemon mode, a process that runs silently in the background of your operating system. Unlike current models, Kairos does not wait for a prompt. It is a proactive, always-on AI. It receives a system heartbeat every few seconds, analyzes your environment, and evaluates if any action is required. If a server crashes, it restarts it. If an urgent client email arrives at 2 a.m., it drafts a response and logs the interaction. It monitors repositories, manages files, and pushes notifications entirely on its own. We are moving into the post-prompting era. The leak also exposed a multi-agent framework and references to a highly advanced model codenamed Mythos. An internal document warned that this super-tier model could identify and exploit cyber vulnerabilities faster than human teams could patch them. This context clarifies why the U.S. Pentagon recently classified Anthropic as a supply chain risk. Although a federal judge has temporarily paused that directive, the underlying security concerns remain. Anthropic is accelerating rapidly, and their largest competitor is shifting strategy to match. OpenAI recently secured $122 billion at an unprecedented $852 billion valuation. Their revenue growth is outpacing the defining giants of the early internet era. But their capital allocation has fundamentally changed. They quietly shut down Sora. Their flagship AI video generator is gone. The underlying reason was unit economics. It was losing an estimated $1 million a day. Corporate partners, including Disney, abruptly exited agreements. OpenAI is eliminating peripheral projects. They scrapped video generation to focus entirely on a unified AI architecture. A single system designed to understand intent and execute across all applications. Their method for achieving this involves aggressive acquisitions. They recently acquired TBPN, a daily business talk show network. Why an AI lab would acquire a podcast network becomes clear when you look at their revenue model. Early experiments with traditional advertising in ChatGPT underperformed. Advertisers couldn't measure direct outcomes. In response, OpenAI is secretly building an agentic commerce protocol directly into the interface. Instead of clicking links, you request a product, and the model constructs an immersive comparison using data from paying e-commerce partners. They are transitioning from a chat interface to a primary commerce platform. Meanwhile, the hardware paradigm is also changing. Perplexity just introduced Perplexity Computer. This is an AI proxy running 24/7 on a dedicated Mac Mini, hosted securely on Perplexity's servers. You assign it an objective, and it operates autonomously across Slack, Notion, Gmail, and Dropbox. In a single weekend test, this system reportedly executed over 200 micro-optimizations on an advertising stack, replacing the equivalent of $225,000 in human marketing labor. It can even interface with brokerage accounts to manage personal financial terminals. Meta has responded by acquiring Multbook, a social network designed entirely for AI agents. Humans don't post on Multbook. Bots do. Meta is preparing for an ecosystem where human creators are no longer the primary drivers of engagement. If AI agents can endlessly generate content to retain human attention, influencer economics change entirely. More importantly, as autonomous agents begin making purchasing decisions, Meta is positioning itself to control the environment where those agents are influenced. While closed ecosystems build walled gardens, the open source community is accelerating. Google has released Gemma 4. It is an open source model engineered for extreme efficiency, capable of running completely offline on an iPhone or a Raspberry Pi. The 31 billion parameter version natively processes text, images, and audio, matching the performance of models 35 times its size. Simultaneously, Alibaba released QN 3.5 Omni. This model actually outperforms leading proprietary architectures on specific audio and visual benchmarks. You can describe a concept to its camera, and it instantly generates the underlying code. They quickly followed this with QN 3.6 Plus, featuring a 1 million token context window, optimized specifically to serve as the reasoning engine for coding agents. To compound this, researcher Andrei Karpathy just open-sourced Auto Research. This framework allows language models to run automated experiments on themselves, adjust their parameters, and incrementally improve their own intelligence overnight. We are witnessing the beginning of autonomous self-optimization. The collective momentum of the industry points to a single inevitable reality. The era of conversational AI is ending. Software interfaces are dissolving the traditional chat window. Platforms from Slack to mapping tools are integrating background agentic capabilities that execute workflows silently. The objective across the industry is the removal of the human bottleneck. From Anthropic's always-on daemon managing your codebase to Perplexity's secure servers handling your financial routing, the technology no longer waits for a command. It is constantly monitoring, constantly executing, and systematically automating the manual inputs we once relied on. You will not need to prompt the future. It is already running in the background.